Clarity on what is known, what is reported, and what it means for planning Prince Harry's UK security case is often reduced to drama. Here is what the court decisions and recent reporting mean for Invictus Birmingham 2027, and why security clarity protects the Games itself. Picture Birmingham in July 2027. The Invictus Games arrive with athletes, families, and global media. Venues are full, streets are busy, and a city is trying to celebrate recovery in public. Inside that moment sits a practical question. Can Prince Harry, the founder of the Games, travel to the United Kingdom with a security framework that matches the risk around him and the scale of the event? In a culture that feeds on heat, security is one place where clarity matters. Security is not gossip, it is planning and duty of care. In this video, we look at what the latest reporting around Harry's United Kingdom protection could mean for Invictus Birmingham 2027, confirmed for 10 to 17 July 2027. We will separate verified facts from assumptions, and we will keep the focus on the people Invictus exists to serve. The known timeline is straightforward. Harry challenged the Home Office and the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, often called RAVEC, after his publicly funded police protection changed when he stopped being a working royal and moved abroad. The High Court rejected his judicial review in February 2024. The Court of Appeal dismissed his appeal in May 2025. Those rulings upheld a tailored approach rather than automatic coverage. Then, in late 2025 and early 2026, multiple reports described a further review of his security status, with claims he may meet criteria for taxpayer-funded protection when he is in the United Kingdom. Security decisions are not fully transparent, so we should not treat any headline as the final word, but we can still ask what it would mean if that review leads to clearer, stronger state-backed protection. Invictus is not a Sussex brand event. It is a veterans event. Any security uncertainty around the founder can distract from competitors, complicate planning, and create a reputational cloud for a host city trying to do something positive. There is also a basic fairness point. If the event asks wounded and sick service personnel to travel, train, and compete, the organizers owe them a stable and safe environment. That means security has to be treated as boring, professional infrastructure, not a culture war. Three things are often blended together: what the courts decided, what risk assessments can change, and what a major international event requires. What the courts decided. The court cases were not a public vote on whether Harry is sympathetic. They were a test of whether the decision-making process was lawful. In February 2024, the High Court concluded the Home Office and RAVEC approach was lawful. In May 2025, the Court of Appeal dismissed his appeal. Reporting at the time described a bespoke system, tailored to risk, sometimes linked to advance notice of visits, so plans can be assessed. It also matters to understand what was really at issue. In the United Kingdom, certain types of protective policing cannot simply be replaced by private security. You can hire private protection, but you cannot buy the same police capabilities, powers, and intelligence coordination that come with state provision. That is one reason the debate has always been more complex than the internet makes it sound. This is the key clarity point. Losing in court does not automatically mean the risk is low. It means the process was judged to be within legal boundaries. Threat environments can change, and security bodies can update their approach without admitting any legal fault. What has been reported since late 2025 and December 2025, reporting described Harry's security status as under review after he wrote to the Home Secretary and argued for a fresh risk analysis. In early January 2026, outlets including People and The Independent reported that an official review found he meets criteria for inclusion in taxpayer-funded security cover. Two cautions keep us honest. First, we are working from reporting, not a full public policy document. Second, funding is not the same as format. It is possible for protection to be government-funded while still being tailored to each trip, because the level of risk can vary by location, timing, and itinerary. So the most accurate framing is this: the courts upheld the earlier framework. A later review may have concluded the current threat picture supports stronger state protection during United Kingdom visits. That would be a shift driven by risk assessment, not a dramatic reversal of law. Why Invictus Birmingham 2027 needs clarity. Invictus is not a single ceremony. It is multiple venues, multiple days, arrivals, medal events, media moments, sponsor commitments, and public engagement. The founder is part of the schedule and part of the story. The Invictus Games Foundation confirms Birmingham will host in July 2027, and reporting about planning has highlighted the scale of the operation and the central role of venues like the National Exhibition Center. For an event of this size, Security Clarity does three things. It stabilizes planning assumptions for police, venues, and organizers. It reassures sponsors and delegations that the event will not be overshadowed by safety uncertainty. It protects competitors from distraction by reducing the chances that security becomes the headline. And there is a fourth benefit that rarely gets mentioned. Clarity helps avoid last-minute cancellations. When security arrangements are ambiguous, a single flare-up in online threats or a single contested headline can create pressure to pull back. A coherent, well-understood framework reduces that volatility. What changes for the event if protection is stronger? Let's get concrete about logistics, because that is where clarity becomes real. With a stable state-backed framework, organizers can coordinate across local police, venue security, transport providers, and accreditation teams with fewer moving parts. Routes and arrival points can be planned in advance. Media pens and crowd control can be designed around predictable protective boundaries. Liaison with visiting teams and officials becomes smoother because the founders' movements do not trigger a new negotiation each time. It also helps Birmingham itself. A host city wants visitors to feel welcomed, not managed like a threat. When security is coherent, it can be quieter and less disruptive. In other words, better planning can produce less visible security theater. None of this is about making one person comfortable. It is about protecting the operational integrity of an event that involves large crowds and vulnerable participants. Optics versus logistics. Public conversation often swings between two lazy stories. Harry is entitled or Harry is exaggerating. Both miss how risk management works. Risk is measured by credible threats, visibility, patterns of harassment, and the knock-on effects for public safety. A high-visibility founder at a global event creates predictable security needs, whether people like him or not. There is also duty of care. If protection is mishandled and something goes wrong, the impact would not stop with one person. It would touch competitors, volunteers, local policing, and the credibility of the host. So when security is framed as ego, it becomes misdirection. In the context of Invictus, coherent protection is professional planning. Meghan and family choices. Meghan has been subjected to years of polarized coverage and online hostility. Whatever someone thinks of her, sustained targeted abuse is not harmless. It shapes risk, and it shapes whether a family feels safe traveling. If Meghan attends Invictus 2027, robust state-backed protection makes attendance more realistic because it reduces reliance on private arrangements and signals that safety is being treated as non-negotiable. If she does not attend, the internet will fill the gap with stories. The calmer answer may be the simplest. Families choose what feels safest, and they should not have to justify that choice to people who profit from outrage. For Royally Misrepresented, the goal is not to force a narrative of bravery. The goal is to treat safety as a normal consideration, especially when the public atmosphere has been made hostile. The royal family attendance question Invictus on United Kingdom soil also creates a spotlight for the royal family. Attending would be a strong message of support for veterans. Staying away is their choice, but it will be read as a choice. One convenient excuse in public conversation has been logistics. If Harry's protection is clearly handled through state channels, that excuse weakens. Joint appearances can still be emotionally impossible, but logistically they become easier to manage. By 2027, the question may be simple. Do senior royals want to stand with competitors on home soil or not? The clearest conclusion we can draw today? Here is the clean, factual baseline. The court route did not restore automatic protection. The courts upheld the earlier system. A later review has been reported, and those reports suggest a move towards stronger state-backed security during visits. Invictus Birmingham 2027 is confirmed for July 2027, so the meaning for the Games is practical. If stronger state-backed protection is implemented, it reduces uncertainty and removes an easy distraction. It also makes it harder to dismiss safety concerns as mere drama, because the state itself would be acting on the threat picture. And if that stronger protection is not implemented, the games still happen, but the event faces a predictable media cloud that can steal attention from competitors. That would be a loss for the people Invictus exists to elevate. If you want calm authority over outrage, subscribe to Royally Misrepresented. Share this video with someone who wants thoughtful commentary grounded in verifiable facts and balanced interpretation. Invictus honors people who have already paid a price. They deserve an event that is focused, safe, and respected. The games are happening. The dates are set. If the reported review leads to stronger state-backed protection for Harry during United Kingdom visits, it gives Birmingham 2027 a better chance to be about the right people, the competitors. Royally Misrepresented exists to slow down the noise and stay with what is true. When security is treated as planning rather than drama, everyone benefits.